bag it up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a bag it up. So, it's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
All right. Good evening, Rico.
Hola, ¿cómo días, Rahokam?
Asombroso.
The only Spanish word I know. You can't say more words than I know, okay? That's not how it works.
All right.
How are we doing, my brother?
Fab, man. Yeah. Wow, what a week we had.
I see you got the trim, Ra. I see you got trim. You got trim, you got the fade. You're looking all right. All right, pause.
See, because you took that.
I see you, bro.
You took that photo of me on Saturday night, exposing me in the old hairline. So I've had to sort that out. Get a more flattering cut. All right.
I would have. If you would have said, I would have taken the picture with the other angle, mate. No problem.
Yeah. Next time, get the other side. But hey, anyway, we move. Right, but we're gonna go into it. We'll review Saturday night, our first night out together with Alex Lebox. Welcome, Alex. Great to see you.
My brother, it was great meeting you, man.
Before we go into things, gotta start with massive news coming out of Saudi Arabia. I got a contact. They come to me directly, and the news is tonight is the last night of Ramadan, which means tomorrow is Eid. So Eid Mubarak to all our viewers who are watching, who are going to celebrate tomorrow. What? You thought I had boxing news for you?
Happy 420 to all the people celebrating as well. Eid Mubarak to all of our lovely, loyal Muslim listeners. Okay, wishing you a happy Eid. And happy Eid to you, Ra.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to reacquainting myself with an old friend called Coffee in the morning. Yeah. So Rico, last Saturday, all the way from Southampton, you made it to the Copper Box. A great show. How did you find the atmosphere?
What a journey. Incredible atmosphere. It was my first time at the Copper Box. Still got me programmed for the evening. Okay, thank you, Uncle Frank. Slightly chipped away at the corner, but you don't need to go into that. You're going to say something about AJ and Wilder and Saudi. Well, Tony, we're going to get to that, Tony. Don't worry. We're just...
Tony, listen. Me and Rico, we're in with Prince Ali Ababwa ever since we sorted him out with Princess Jasmine. He knows that he's got one more wish to grant us. So when we hear something, Prince Ali Ababwa, he'll let us know.
He'll let us know. But as I was saying, incredible atmosphere at the Copper Box. Ra obviously was incredible meeting all the guys and seeing all the guys as usual in the old media section. Very hard pressed for interviews that day, but I think the fighters themselves weren't really feeling it. Highlights for me was Moses Atomu going, was it a 6-rounder?
It was a 6-rounder, yeah.
6-rounder. Yep, the full 6 rounds in the bag for a young man of 18 years old who's just been professional. I have to let you all know I shook that young man's hand, right? And I am 12 years older than Moses, right? His hand looked like this, okay? Now imagine getting sparked by that bad boy. That's why I don't do boxing. I just commentate on it. Highlight for me, obviously, was the Atuma fight. Incredible main event. I think we had our mouths open, pause, the whole night watching that fight. Ra, what were the highlights for you, bro?
I know Denzel. Like to think, me and him are like that because I've met him quite a few times. And
watch both of our interviews, by the way.
Yeah. We'll be plugging both our channels later. But yeah, it was great to see Denzel going from strength to strength. I always love it when a fighter comes back from a defeat. He didn't sulk about it and disappear for a year or whatever to mope about it. He went away, put in the grind, and he's going from strength to strength. And as I said to him when I interviewed him, I think he's established himself as the #1 middleweight in the country.
He's come back from Janibek.
Yeah, I was thinking more the defeat to Felix Cash. Ironically, now Cash is way below him in the pecking order. For whatever reason, his career's not kicked on, and Denzel's.
We know the reason.
Hey, listen.
I think just expanding on that for the on the Felix Cash. I happen to be a really big. I am a really big Felix Cash fan. The day that he went over and he did what he did to Denzel Bentley, I wasn't shocked because I did find Cash the better of the two at the time. Definitely, I do feel that Denzel has more than made up for that loss. Obviously, conducting the interviews, there's only 2 people that he wants in the year. However, we don't actually know what Uncle Frank and the lads over there have planned for him. But he definitely wants big fights. Especially after a showing like that.
Yeah, and I hope they get it for him, because I'm a big believer that those fighters who are willing to take risks, not protect their own, not try and slither in through the back door and just get a crack at a big shot or a weak champion, those are the fighters that should be getting rewarded. So yeah, let's hope. I'd love to see Denzel get a crack at Erislandy Lara. He's 40, but he's still very skilled, and of course, 2 of the belts are vacant. So yeah, like you said, let's see what Uncle Frank has. Bukayo Sako. Oh my God! As a Tottenham man, I have to say boo to you, but hey, we love you anyway. Yeah, interesting thoughts. Barry Smith says about Moses Itoma. Absolutely agree with him. I'm of that generation. I remember Mike Tyson. I've made it clear. I think for this stage of his career and for the age Moses is at, he is the most talented heavyweight in 30 years, possibly more. There's
no way that young man is 18 years old, bro. We must be talking Cuban numbers, because there's no way that kid is 18. We both saw him, right? Like whatever super soldier serum they fed that young man it's working, and I would like some too. Okay, that's from me. I'd just like to say big up Boxing Shrew, Rob. Big up my brother, man.
Rob, Boxing Shrew. Great to see you feeling better.
Brothers, big up to Ellis. For me, can Moses break? See, this is what people aren't taking into account, Rod. What Mike Tyson did at that time, it can't be replicated because there wasn't a monopoly in the sense that you had so many different promoters and things or whatever. You'd need those belts to disband if you're going to get that young man a world championship, unless it's for the IBO. But Usyk has everything. So you're saying that, well, when was Mike Tyson world champion? At 22. So Moses has 4 years.
20. No. Mike Tyson was 20 years old. So Moses has got 2 years. I think it's May 2025 is the target. So 2 years. So we have to see how this supposed tournament, if it happens.
We can't even get an undisputed fight for the last 20 years, and they want to get this young man a world championship title shot in 2 years' time. What's the route? Frank, are you going to do what you did to Anthony Yard to this young man? I mean, where is the sense? You have somebody that can rule the heavyweight division for years, right? Don't be like George Warren said. I think George Warren, again, the future of Queensberry Promotions, George Warren, okay. He said, great, you got rounds in the bank. We can't just expect this guy to just knock everybody out like he has been doing. And as boxing fans, I believe that, you almost feel like you're owed knockouts from these fighters because of the promotion that they have and all of this type of stuff. But let the kid grow. Let him grow.
Listen, a lot of people are saying it's probably just a marketing ploy that Francis and Frank, they've been in this game long enough. If 2 years from now Moses isn't ready, they're not going to push him into it. It's probably a marketing ploy. My man, Boxing Beats.
Was Yard ready for Kovalev?
No, but Yard was coming up to 30? Was he 27 or 28 at the time? So, and I think that was also pushed a lot by Tunde. in this case, Moses's manager is Francis Warren, so they'll work closely with his dad, Frank. So I'm sure they won't rush him in if he isn't ready. But you're right, the logistics of it, that's probably going to be the hardest thing, because Mike Tyson, when he did it, he was able to fight 2 or 3 times a month. You can't do that nowadays. There simply isn't the health and safety, the medicals, all of that. Let's just enjoy the ride. Just seeing the way he unleashed those combinations, went to the body.
I'm on the hype train, Rob. Yeah, I'm on the hype train. I'm first class on this hype train. Okay, so wherever we stop, I'll stop there. But looking at him, and I genuinely feel like that it's almost like the young man was bred for war. If I can put it into a saying, that's the energy that I felt from him. He has no fear. To be that young and not be afraid like that is it's a good thing and a bad thing, to be honest with you. But in the boxing game, like Dillian White said, you have to be a little bit crazy, because you have to do crazy things and experience crazy things.
I tell you what, you've not actually met him yet. I have met him a couple of times. What strikes me is his maturity, just his whole manner, the way he speaks. Man, when I was 18, I was still nervous to talk to grown-ups. Yeah, he does not.
This guy's beating him up, bro. He is beating up the grown-ups that he's meeting. So imagine, like, my guy, the journeyman, lost. He lost and got his ass beat by a 18-year-old superhuman freak of nature. Okay, that's got to demoralize you on a Sunday morning, Rob. I've got to be honest.
It would. Chris B, big up. Good point. Moses has to go through the traditional route. You know what the trouble with the traditional route is for these?
They'll never do. Queensbury are notorious for not going.
Yeah, but you know that the Queensbury are notorious for archaic rule. You can't fight for the British until you're, I think, 20 or 21. That's why Prince Nassim Hamid avoided that route. He was another prodigy. I think Frank Warren knew he could push him early, and so he never did win the British title. But heavyweights peak later. Let's see. The thing is, maybe Moses, like Mike Tyson, if he's matured early, he might be approaching his peak sooner than some of these other heavyweights. I think Mike Tyson, by the age of 15, he was like a fully grown man. And Moses, he comes across that way as well. So
he's of the same ilk. Mm-hmm. He's of the same cloth that is cut to produce whatever these men are. Okay, because wow, right? His brother was next to him, right? And obviously the brother that lost, very, very lovely gentleman. He kind of only looks at his brother like how can I say? Like he not like a handler. That's a very, very bad word. For lack of a better word, he kind of looks at his brother as if to say, like, oh, is that okay? Or da, da, da. So he's obviously got a lot of respect for him, considering the older brother is quite smaller naturally, and whatever the family dynamic is. But from what I understand, he's a church-going kid. He's very close to his family, very lovely. I met the guy that's doing a documentary on him, so BBC Panorama. I think you're probably going to see one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was sitting in front of us, wasn't he?
But yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah. Good lad. I'm very excited about the young man's future. I can't wait to see what happens, and I hope that they don't, for wanting to have the Joshua effect, end up breaking him, like a certain other heavyweight that wasn't quite taken through the right route. But we move.
Oh look, Rob's I really want to get into the. Rob's not convinced. But, hey, look, Rob, come on, he's 18. Come back in 10 years, and then
he's 18 years old, Rob. Can you remember what you were doing at 18 years old, bro? I can't. I was in a different time in my life, so no one needs to know what I was doing at 18. But you know, let's give the young man our support, just like we would any other prospecting boxer out there, and let's see what he can do.
Absolutely. What about the main event then? Our man Joe succumbed. So I guess a lot of
to the
us
bang zang. Say it like it is, Ra. He got bang zang. Chat
Big
shit get
bang
zanged.
zang.
The zangatang, zangarang.
To be fair to Joe, he didn't chat any shit.
And zanged.
I mean, watching the fight, we were there ringside. It was evident after about 2 rounds he was getting hit at will by that left hand. Did you think it would end the way it did?
Ra, you were next to me. You heard the shit that I was saying. Okay, I thought they spiked his water. I thought they spiked his suit. I thought he came in with a 60-pound suit. I thought maybe the trainer spiked his water. I said, this is not the Joseph that I know. I said, who is this Joseph? I said, you man, what has produced? Because look, we need to look at this linguistically, right? We need some parliamentary procedure here, because he came in light. He came in 20 pounds lighter than how he usually fights. Zhang came in 271 pounds of southpaw Chinese inside fightingness. Okay, shoulder rolled him, rolled the shoulder, and hit that left down the pipe like he owed him money every single time. Joe said, please let me go through. Zhang said no. And then 4 rounds into it, right? I'm turning back and I'm saying, Coogan, are you what? Didn't you ask him what they're doing in the corner? Like what did they do in camp? Do they just make him like punch a tree and just like, well, just sort yourself out or something? That's your Zhang there. What?
That was off key. You know, the interesting you said about the weight issue. I've asked a few heavyweights about this. You know, they're in great weight, but you know, this whole it be more of this modern obsession with the aesthetic appearance than actually perform, because go so low in body, I don't think that necessarily equates to a performance, especially not ahead. So you could light and then that would coming in light would, i.e., move more. He still just did what he used, plod forward. So yeah, they're gonna have a look at that. I mean, I don't think it's the disaster that some people think. He's got the rematch clause. And all the titles are called up anyway for a while. So he has got time to get himself back into position. But again, at 37, can he make the adjustments? Is Zhang style-wise, is he just the wrong stylistically, the wrong opponent for him?
Right. He was, of course, the wrong opponent for him. 1,000,000%. Only thing, right, which baffles the shit out of me, right? Joe, why, and this is why I'm trying to ask people, why, what did they not practice combinations? Like, did they not just practice, okay, Joe, we're going to do exactly what you've done every single fight, block punches with your face, and just go through him, lad? First of all, you cannot do that with somebody whose name is Bang and Zhang, bro. Okay, the bang. Do you know what? I get a little bit emotional, right? I get a bit emotional because Bang Zhang was not respected. They thought Hrgovic had an off night, right? Am I lying, right? No.
Yeah, let's be real. They did.
They thought he had an off night. They thought that Zhang was not as good as just because of the Jerry Forrest fight. If you watch that fight, right, and this is what led me to my my prognosis and evaluation of the fight when I when you asked me who I thought was going to win, I thought Joyce was going to absolutely go through him, only because Joyce has the better engine, which I thought has the better engine, going to wear him down. By the time Zhang has finished Zhanged, it'll be the 7th round. Joe will absolutely do his thing. But this business of blocking punches with your face, bro, yes, your bones are dense, brother, but you know what, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, like half an hour, bro, of sustained 271 pounds of pure inside fightingness of Chineseness. You can't do that. Not even you, bro. And Raw, was he not every single time? It was like I've never seen a 270-pound man actually shoulder roll him, come back, and hit the lighter man as if he owed him money, bro. Zhang punched him up like he caught Joe with his chick last night. That's what he did.
Listen, you're right. We all underestimated Zhang. I think because of the Jerry Forrest fight in particular. And we forgot he's got a tremendous amateur pedigree. I think the age as well. I was definitely caught up by that. I thought he's nearly 40. He's got 6 rounds in him. And, even now, people think, well, if Joe's eye didn't close the second half of the fight, it would have gone the same way.
No, he would have. It would have been worse, mate. And to be honest with you, Rob, you made an absolutely blinder of a point, mate. Right? What heavyweight loses 20 pounds and gets slower, Ra? Tell me, what multiverse are we living in where the guy with more? And this is the thing, and big up to Hatman. Hatman is also one of my favorite YouTubers out there. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But what he was basically saying is that the fact that Joe couldn't. It almost was like he couldn't materialize anything. The spells that he had, I don't even think he had spells. I think it was just so much of a one-sided beatdown for me that I don't think that he should take the rematch. I'm going to put it out there.
I
think that he should have a fight. I think that because you know why I say, because okay, look, people are saying that he should take the rematch because he doesn't have they're saying his age is this or whatever. Where is he going to rebuild? Mate, he's only had the one loss, bro, right? Mm-hmm. He just needs something to come back, feel comfortable. Please, to God, try more combinations or something, right? And then go back into the Zhang Bang and finish your business, bro, right? But by the sounds of it, he's going to go straight back in there. I don't think that's a good idea for Joe. I'll be real.
It's interesting. Yeah, the way you put it, it was a beatdown. Let's be honest. Nothing Joe did was effective. Yeah.
I thought I was in the I thought I was in the metaverse, Ra. Mm-hmm. I thought they done me. I thought Bill Gates, all them, man, they trapped us in the Matrix when I was watching it. Because Joe, when he spat that blood, Ra, a ball of blood came out. Zhang was just chilling. Zhang was just there shoulder rolling all night, doing his thing, all night. The guy, he looked like he was just at the dance, bro. Like and when I felt the spud of the Zhang Bang, I felt the power. I was like, you know what, Joe?
Yes, watching heavyweight fights from the ringside, they're always that much more exciting. Like you said, you can hear the sound in a way that really hits home how hard they hit. All right.
And he was at will.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's very scary. You're going to go into an immediate rematch with somebody who was hitting you just as target practice.
All right. Big up Trey. Anyone who
Much love,
know, Trey and Bienge, they do
Sunday
a
show.
Weekly show right here on iBoxing Hub, Wednesday and Sunday nights. Trey
we're definitely going to bring something to chop it up with them. Much love to Trey. Much love to you guys. I watch you guys and a big fan, definitely.
We'll have to do one day. We'll do a complete team, a team night. And Trey, he runs the Ticket Pass app. You can get tickets for small hall shows, including this Saturday at York Hall. I'll be there. We'll come on to that later. But yeah, so I mean that was Saturday night. Disappointing for Joe, but some good things on there as well. But I just want to go on now to the coming week. 2 massive shows. One here in the UK, of course, over in Cardiff. Are you going as Sporting Icons' Southern correspondent?
Hell to the no. To the no. Hell to the no. No, I would have loved to, but it's far as fuck. So I'm going to be a boxing fan this weekend, Ra. I really hope Cordina can do it. I think that he will. Rakhimov is, I really like Rakhimov. I like that hard kind of, you know what I mean? Just grittiness of the Rack Maestro. You know, that was a great win, you know, claiming the title. I really, yes, Saka. I think we will speak to the powers that be, and I think we might just be doing a bit of a watch along for Tanken and that fight. We'll discuss that towards the end of the show.
I mean, the whole card's a banger. As you said, the headliner, that alone is brilliant. I just wonder though, are we a bit too high over the way Cordina starched out? I forget the Japanese champion.
Okagawa.
Yeah, Ogawa. We getting a bit too high on him. I mean, Rakhimov, yeah, he can be hurt, but
I mean, to be honest,
he's coming in as a champ in his prime at 28.
You could hear that. You could hear that bang from Japan, bro. They heard their man getting absolutely decimated, right, by the Cordine. Okay. I'm backing Cordina, bro. Not just because his surname is absolutely sick as fuck. I really think that he's a great fighter. I'm of the opinion that I think that he may be able to get him out of there in the later rounds, maybe just before the championship. I'd say maybe 9th or 10th. You know, but I wouldn't be surprised at a points win either. But don't be surprised if Rakhimov pulls it off. That's what I will say. You know, Joe, I would say, has the more overall talent of both of them. But, you know, as I said, talent doesn't win everything. The massive equator for me is the dynamite in that guy's hands. Jesus Christ! If we catch it, if I have to hear another bang, I know that Joe's sent another person to the shadow realm. So yeah, I'm going with my guy Cordina with a late stoppage, and yeah, really looking forward to this card in Cardiff.
Bakaya agrees with you. He thinks
big up Saka, man.
Shavkat has shown enough vulnerability against Zelfa that Cordina can deal with him. And as you said, Cordina, he's a skilled operator as well. He's a former Olympian, isn't he? I believe. So
former Olympian. Have we ever? Because I'm not going to pretend like I've seen all of Cordina's fights, because I haven't. But has he ever been tested in a way? Doesn't seem to me as if anybody's ever kind of given him the business. I know Shakur wanted to fight him before, but obviously he's had to move up. Still a fight I'd love to see, even if it's at 135. Yeah.
Be a great banger. But your tip is Cordina, but you wouldn't be surprised if Rakhimov pulls it off. Yeah, I want Cordina to do it, but I think I'm going to try and jinx Shavkat John by predicting he'll get a narrow, probably controversial points win, probably a split decision. What about some of the other fights on the card? The one that I think will steal the show is the cruiserweight, Thompson against Watkins. I think that's a good one. I mean, cruiserweight, the division is red hot in this country. Absolutely red hot.
It is red hot. People say, Rod, that the cruiserweight division is just... And I get it. It's not a premier division. I think partly because of the name cruiserweight. It's just like you could have called that shit something better, man. Honestly, but we have so much talent. Ra and I will be after the biggest cruiserweight fight so far of the year, Okoli versus Chris the Gentleman Billiam Smith. Very, very much looking forward to that. I hope Chris absolutely sends that man back to the lowest depths of Tartarus, bro. Okay, I cannot watch another Okoli performance. I'm sorry, Ra. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay? You're a South Coast man. You're allowed to support your.
I really no, bro. I really like people get the fans of the fighters get so thing just because you have an opinion of like I just don't. His fights just don't do it for me, mate. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? It's like some people like to watch David Attenborough. Some people like to watch something else. It's just one of them, you know. But again, you know, I really want Lawrence to do well. But as I've always said to you, right, I think Richard Yakpur just absolutely decimates everybody. I think Riyad will do bad things. I think the only person that I kind of have kind of putting a spanner to the works is Obadiah. I hope I'm saying his name right. I always get slaughtered by the people about his name.
Obadiah, yeah.
Riyad is, from what I've heard, leaving boxer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Tony Ellis.
I mean, he is. I mean,
right. I think our colleague October Red, big up to her. She's close to Richard, and she done an interview recently saying the contract's up.
Follow October Red, man. He's lovely.
She expects him to re-sign with them. It would make sense. They've got all the top cruiserweights. How do you see that fight going between Thompson and Watkins? Obviously, Thompson's being built up as Matchroom's one of their top prospects, but Watkins is an established pro now.
I've heard of Thompson. I think I've actually watched Watkins, but I just need a bit of a recap. I mean, I support the cruiserweight scene. 1,000,000%. I happen to think it's one of the best divisions out here domestically, if we're really being serious with ourselves. Like I said, I think I'm a huge Riyad fan. I have been. I just think that in terms of talent, that guy is just leagues above.
Okay.
I just don't see. I'm just saying, this is my own opinion. Okay, this is my own opinion. I really believe that Riyad just does a job on everybody. I'll be real. Except for our brother from the islands over there in the Samoan lands and everything, because I feel like because he's so young and in the beginning of his career, I really feel that the Source can just ease bearing hopefully that jaw hasn't been too dismantled by Bradis, but I really feel that Riyad was going to be the leader of the new school, but at the end of it.
All right, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And yeah, well, I guess after Saturday, we'll see where Jordan fits in that scene.
What's your prediction for that fight, Ra?
Well, you know what? Jordan does look considerably more skilled, but remember that last time out where he came perilously close to getting stopped in the final round. Now, could just be he lost concentration at the end, or could it just be that he does have a bit of vulnerability? But I would expect Thompson to win. But again, much like nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if Luke does it. He is an established pro. Only Ockley stopped him, and yeah, he's been resurgent of late. So I'm going to go with a Thompson, probably a late stoppage.
And I think a lot of people are going towards Thompson. You always do, being the undefeated man. Because obviously Eddie is once bitten, twice shy. He's obviously quite fuming. He ain't got no cruiserweights, and I guarantee you nobody's getting a Sky Dweller, even if they get undisputed. So he wants to dip. He wants to still be back in that cruiserweight market, because who's he got?
Jordan and Chev Clark. Chev Clark, the Olympian.
Yeah, but I'm talking about somebody that isn't going to need that much building.
All right, top level guys.
He
hasn't got anyone. Ben Shalom seems
to have, he's got no one. He's literally got projects, right? He's got build your own, right? Lego sets at the minute. So he will definitely, sorry, I just saw how high do you rank Vidal Riley? Tony, Vidal Riley is a very, very skilled boxer. Okay. I don't want to hear anything about this YouTube-ness or whatever like that, because if he took his career as seriously as he took the whole YouTube stuff and everything like that, he could be a world champion. Vidal is very good. I've seen it in real life. The guy, he can mix it, bro. And I think he's ranked now. I think he's got a world ranking. I think he's 40th or whatever. I'd just like to see him, because he's obviously got that rematch. I didn't really think that it was a bad stoppage. I think Vidal was going to get him out of there one way or the other. Looks to me like a keep busy rematch to be honest with you, and he kind of locks down Logan Paul or whatever, whoever else, or Tommy Fury. I want the Tommy Fury fight, to be honest with you. I'm invested. I mean, I really want that because I know that Vidal is going to send that guy back to the deepest depths of Tartarus. Okay? We're not going to see that handsome bastard pause for a while, and that's what I want. So make the fight, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth remembering Vidal had a very accomplished amateur career. I think he was like 9 times national
Very
champion.
accomplished. Right? They don't know how good he is.
And he's young for a cruiserweight. He's only 24, 25. You look at guys like Riakporhe.
He's young and he has skills.
So, yeah, he's Vidal is going places. I don't think that there's any worry about that, and he's got time on his side. What about any of the other?
If he doesn't, if he's
any of the other fights on Saturday night that caught your eye? Zelfa Barrett's fighting Jason Sanchez.
I am still a Zelfa Barrett fan. I'm a fan of. Is Pat his uncle?
He is. Yeah.
Yes. I really like Pat, but I was raised by my OGs and my uncles and stuff like that, so I get very strong OG Jamaican vibes from Uncle Pat. So, yeah,
he's that strict uncle that you don't.
Bro, like no one's there. I was looking at his like when he said that he was talking to Lyndon, and he was just like, not Lyndon, sorry, Yard, and he was just like, Lyndon's gonna make some money now, okay. And I would have said yes, uncle. Like, all right, cool. I won't take that.
Sandy Ryan, of course. Yeah, so, she's got her world title clash. Kaya, yeah, you're right.
Was Sandy supposed to fight? Was she was taken off of a card? Was she not taken off of a card? Am I just?
Possibly. I can't remember. She's got the world welterweight, the WBO title fight now. And apparently she's signed to fight McCaskill after that. So could see Sandy arriving.
Great topic that you just brought up there. Now, I just want to say I love Tasha Jonas. All right, Tasha, you might watch this. I love you. Okay. But why is everybody fighting and you're not fighting?
Very strange.
Because I'm invested in her career. I've seen her in absolutely incredible fights. I've seen her punch. Like, is it because from the outside? I don't know about you, Rod. I want to get your opinion. Does it seem that it's just about the money?
Yes.
Obviously, your life is on the line. But McCaskill's getting it on. Everybody's getting it on. You've literally said, and it's come out in publications, follow No Smoke Sport, follow Box, whoever, that it's just because of the money. It's literally just because of the money. Tasha Jonas, she got offered Shields. I think Shields said that she was going to drop down for her as well. No dice. She said she got offered more from McCaskill, but she still rejected the McCaskill fight. So whoever interviews her, whoever is in the mix or what have you, please ask her, when are we going to get some legit fight news? Because if I'm Ben, I'm thinking, bro, like, what is this? What nonsense is this?
You're right. It's strange because you're going to wait around for money that isn't there? I don't know what her line of thinking is. So,
right. When was the last time she fought? She fought to unify, did she not?
Yeah, when she won the unified title against the Canadian. That was in Manchester. Yeah, that was.
So you just killed your whole momentum. Oh yeah, because Ricky Hatton was fighting that day. The year is 2022. But but this is what I'm saying. You killed your momentum. You're taking away your A-side status, and kind of seems to be burning a bit some bridges. I don't know. I don't want to put false things out there, but as a fan, Tasha, I really don't want it all to be about that. And I understand why it is, but if I just want you to get a bit of legacy before you hang the gloves up. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know. Who is it? A gambit that they're trying to hold Terry Harper and Matchroom to ransom? I don't know. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. Well,
Eddie knows that he can just wait a year for her to give up the belt, keep McCaskill busy in fights, and then right there.
time isn't on her side. She's what, 38.
This is what makes it more strange. Like, I don't understand.
All right, Chris B wants us to talk about the big fight in America. Chris B asking, let's go on to this big showdown in Las Vegas. It's finally happened.
Big drama show.
Two of those kings, so-called kings, finally getting it on. Garcia and Tank go to head Las Vegas. You licking your lips at this?
Wow, wait, what's the word? Expeditiously. Fuck, I got the word wrong. But yes, 1,000,000% raw. Looking forward to that shit. And you know what? I would just like to thank Ryan Garcia. Because for 5 or 4 years, bro, I've had to hear this you after every fight. Tank. I thought it was just cap, bro. I thought it was just this guy is just coming out here, you know, for the YouTube, for the Insta. He's a new breed of whatever. The kid is serious, bro. He's serious. Yeah. He's more serious than Tank was at the level that they were as professionals. Bearing in mind, Tank's been a professional as long as Anthony Joshua, bro. Anthony Joshua's been 2-time unified champ. Like, obviously, we're not going to compare whatever. But, like, it's baffling. But look, whatever. We're not going to... I'm just thankful of this fight is happening. I would have, if there were no weight drain or clauses or whatever like that, I think the catch weight is a bit weird. But I have a very sneaky suspicion that Ryan might win this fight.
All right. Because funnily enough, I'm tipping Ryan. I'd gone off him totally after he beat Luke Campbell. He was mandatory for Haney. Decided to go missing. All right. He said he had health issues, which is fair enough. But if you got health issues, don't pipe up and say you'd have done this and you'd have done that, which is what he was doing. Nah, you had your chance. You can't say you would have done this or that. Anyway, that's by the by. You know, look, what we see all these over 30 fighters, as you mentioned, Tasha, and these heavyweights. It's such a drama to get fights on. Look, you need these youngsters who are young, dumb, and full of cum. They just want to get it on. You know, the testosterone levels are high. They're reckless. They're not thinking too much about the future. They just want to kick ass. So big up to both of them. Well done to Tank and Ryan for making this happen. I think people put too much stock in the fact that he's been down. You know, there's loads of fighters who get put down. You know, Fury got put down by a journeyman and by Cunningham. It didn't mean Deontay Wilder could knock him out.
Right. There's one rule for one people and there's one rule for somebody else. All right. It's just the way that it is. Ryan Garcia got put down by what did Luke win? Did he win silver in the Olympics or gold or whatever? An Olympian, amateur background, fought Linares in his prime, fought pretty much every 135er in their prime at the time. You know, I really rated Luke Campbell. You know, good solid fighter. Well, good solid world level fighter. Just never got to the elite. And that's a big win for Ryan. Like, that's a world level fighter, solid world level fighter that's been in with the best. Lomachenko never knocked him out, but Lomachenko's not even a 135 pounder. So, you know, Linares gave a great account of himself against Linares while he was in his prime as well. So, you know, it's people. If we keep on discrediting wins for everybody, well, what's the point of boxing in the end? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, your win means nothing all the time.
Listen, according to the Twitter experts, there's never been a good boxer in history. Yeah.
Listen, I don't listen to burner. I don't fuck with burner accounts. I don't like burner accounts. I don't mind them, but it's just like I'm not gonna take shit off of somebody with a picture of a dog or something and like boxing is my life in their bio and shit, whatever. So, but you know what? I fancy Ryan in this. I'll be honest with you. I think if Ryan's going to do it, it's going to be early. But head says Tank in the 9th.
Okay. I'm going, as I always do, off key. I think I think Ryan can use his height and reach and box. People say he's very technically flawed, but he is physically very gifted. I think he will certainly hit Tank harder than he's ever been
Technically
hit.
flawed compared to who?
Well, that's the point, yeah. Compared to Loma or Shakur, yeah, but he's still exceptional. Great amateur pedigree. I think he can do it
Lomachenko's
on
a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god.
Tony Ellis wants to know who's the king of that division.
Devin Haney. Devin Haney.
I don't think there's ever an argument against the undisputed champion. I don't know why anyone would dispute that.
Look, but there is, Ra. In this weird multiverse Earth 105 planet that we live in, Devin Haney, an undisputed champion who beat ferocious Cambosos, right? Fighting the elements and unnatural creatures in Australia. Went there twice, right? Went there twice, murked him in front of 50K, murked him again in an even smaller arena. Because the Australians knew. They were like, you know what, bro? We're going for some pints today. Like, it's not there. So for me, Haney and Shakur are the leaders of the new school. Oh, big up, Saka.
Big up, Bukhaya. Yeah, he's right. I think that they're I mean, Shakur, obviously he has.
People have Shakur over Devin because of the styles, the Orthodox versus the Southpaw. But what people aren't taking into effect is like Devin's been trained by Zab Judah, bro. Okay, Devin's been mentored by Foot. Devin had a proper apprenticeship growing up in that gym. Golden gloves, this type of thing. The kid is shit hot, right? And even when he beats Loma, I don't think he'll get the credit for you won't get the credit for the victory, which is understandable because no one even the Ring magazine don't even have him in the power for pound rankings, and he's a champion,
an undisputed champ, one of the few in the four belt era.
What kind of weird shit? He beat the man that beat the man. The exact. How that shit is meant. He did that shit. But I
tell you what, one reason I actually want Ryan to win on Saturday, the reason being, from Tank's team, we keep hearing all this nonsense about, yeah, we'll make the fights when it makes sense for us business-wise. Everyone's got to wait for Tank because he's the draw.
When it makes sense business, when the opponent is half shot to pieces and then send Tank.
This is the thing. This is why I want Ryan to win, because that's the only way you're going to get Tank to sort of fight these other guys once he's lost his O and he's sort of almost forced to try and rebuild his reputation. Because if Tank beats Ryan, you know what him and his management are going to say. They say, well, look, we proved we're the best. Now Shakur and Devin, we'll fight you when it suits us. You're the B side. We're going to get all of that nonsense and it will continue on.
Bruh, if Ryan beats the scenes, they will bring Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Right? If Ryan beats Tank, bro, can you imagine the timeline? I'm diving in Twitter that day. I'm fully diving deep end. What? Tell me. I need to know. Because that will be the fucking craziest shit ever. Right? And the rematch is going to be even bigger. I would like the winner to move on and come back. Both do what you need to do, move up, whatever. But the confidence cannot be overlooked by Ryan. It can't. Whether it's, I don't know what he's seen that we haven't seen. Okay, because Ryan's got very quick hands, very quick, and Tank is known to download for about 5-6 rounds and then get you out of there.
Yeah, and that's why I think Ryan.
That's
why I think he can do it on points. I think whilst Tank is downloading, he's giving away rounds, and I think he could then find in the latter part of the fight where he'd normally go in for the kill, where he's got the info he needed. He's going in for the kill against a really dangerous puncher, and I think Ryan early on will hit him with stuff which will make him second guess and make him just that fraction more hesitant.
I think so as well.
I think I'm going to go for Ryan on points. But yeah, let's see. Will Lynch, big up Will, winning 5th round KO. Oh, listen, if Tank gets knocked out, as you said, Rico.
Hey, listen, everybody, put your bets on. Put your bets on. Make sure you have great odds on there because the odds are going to be everywhere. That's what we like. Okay, but I'll just look like you, Ra. I'm just looking forward to an amazing fight by 2 young men in their prime who are giving us what we want. So big up to those 2 gentlemen, man.
Big up to them both, and they'll both still be in, in great fights if their management.
Give me a great fight, I will still buy your pay-per-view or whatever. Just give me what I want.
We're the consumer.
We are the consumer, Ra, and the consumer is always right. Or not.
Any other fights on that card you're interested in? I think that the co-headliner, the WBA regular super middleweight champ, David Morrell, against Yamaguchi Falcao. He's from Brazil, not Japan.
I've heard of Falcao, yes.
I think that's an interesting one. Morrell, he's rated as one of the best young upcomers at super middleweight. I know the chat. What's the kid at Matchroom? The super middleweight they've got, the really tall one. I forget his name.
Cullen something.
No, he beat Cullen, the Mexican American kid. God, what's his name?
Belinga.
Not Belanga, the other one.
The Mexican. Eddie, Jesus Christ.
But he mentioned Morrell as.
Eddie went to Mexico and just went shopping.
What is the kid's name? I just interviewed him. Lovely kid. But he said that he's targeting Belanga and Morrell as those super big fights. So he could be interesting.
I think I know the kid you're on about. I think Eddie's trying to line him up because I think that might have been in the deal for Belanga.
Yeah.
Because if he gets through, Belanga gets through his next fight, and then that kid, and then I think they said he'll get Canelo.
So I was just trying to find the kid's name. How could I forget? Yeah. But Morrell, dangerous fighter, Cuban, only 25.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they defect from Cuba when they're in their 30s or older.
And just get another nationality. Sick. Yeah. I'd choose Iceland, bro. I'd be like, I want to be different.
Diego Pacheco, that's the kid's name.
I'd choose Nigeria. Yeah. I'll be like, yeah, fuck this.
Diego Pacheco, that's the one.
Diego Pacheco. He wants
Morrell. I mean, when Canelo inevitably is done at super middleweight, whether that's a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, whenever it is, those are going to be some of the youngsters that we got to look out for. So I think that fight could be interesting.
I'll be looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the card, definitely. I think hopefully we'll try and sort something out for the watch along. As it's the last day of Ramadan, I think you might be all right for the late night ones there, Ra. So we'll have a chat anyway. And but yeah, just to summarize from the show, incredible main event that we had last weekend from both men. I hope that Joe and has a plan and can come back because he's got great fights out there for him. Bang Zhang. After pretty much going through 2 of Usyk's mandatories, I truly believe that he should be next for Usyk if he wants to take a stay busy fight in the summer, while they all go through with that big what looks to be that huge card by the Saudis. If the Saudis can't do it, bruv, no one can do it. Not even God can do that shit because they have more money than the planet itself. So Tank Garcia, absolutely incredible main event that we're going to be watching. As we've got our predictions, would love to hear yours on Twitter. You can follow me, Rico_boxing. You can follow my guy Ra. Ra, you need to put your handle in the subtitle bit on the side, bro. Goddamn.
We're gonna ask that.
Ra, you carry on.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. We've had an hour. It's nearly dinner time for me. Plenty to look forward to this weekend. I'll be at York Hall for a small hall show, so I'll be missing the big ones. But hey, that's the life of a boxing reporter. You can be followed, Rico Boxing, Twitter and Insta. Me, it's Ra_Hokum, and our interviews, post-fight interviews, Punch Out Boxing, that's on YouTube and Facebook. Rico, when you do produce some material from fight nights, it goes on Sporting Icons. Big up to him.
Big up my brother Martin. Follow Sporting Icons out there, please, people. The King of the North, you got me, the Southern correspondent, trying to do some big things. Obviously, big up to iBoxing Hub. This is a great platform that we're all building, and hopefully we'll see some great things happening and coming out of here soon. But enjoy the rest of your evening. If you'd like, I'll be running a show later on this evening with a very special guest, Mr. Nathaniel Collins, who's just been signed by Queensbury. Wow. So if you want to come in and ask him, you know, about the signings, and you got some questions, come up on the space, you know, and we'll have a good time tonight. But I'll go interview somebody in literally 3 minutes. Mate, imagine the schedule. We'll interview a certain somebody in literally 3 minutes, and then going into that, interviewing Nathaniel for a bit, gonna have a break, and then we're going straight into the space at 9 o'clock this evening. I'll be posting it shortly on Twitter. We came here to win, conquer. We didn't come to not play the game out here, people. So yeah, follow myself and Ra. This has been the R&R Hour. Enjoy your evening. Much love, guys.
Gents, good evening to you all.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever hit her. I start my card with a sweet one, please.